Hey, welcome back to Parenting the Middle School Years. So, I want to talk about this. So, parents, we spend thousands of dollars helping our kids become better athletes, better students, musicians, better test takers. But somewhere along the way, I think we stopped teaching some of the basic life skills that every teenager should know as they go into high school. Uh, I'm not talking about getting straight A's. I'm talking about becoming the kind of person people enjoy being around, someone who's capable, responsible, confident. We want to help them learn these things, make all these mistakes, help them course correct, all that good stuff before they go to college, before they join the military, before they leave our house. So let's at least start teaching these skills early and give them plenty of time to learn it before we, kick them out of the nest and let them go on their own. So here's 10 life skills every middle schooler should be taught before high school. Like I said, at least let's introduce these things. So number one, introduce yourself with confidence. This one seems simple, but it's becoming pretty rare. Can your child walk up to someone new, give them a smile, a natural smile, not those weird smiles kids will do sometimes, give a handshake, a wave, or some sort of appropriate greeting and say, "Hi, I'm Emma. It's nice to meet you. I'm George. Nice to meet you." Whatever it is. That one skill, it's going to talk, it shows confidence, respect, maturity. And I know some kids, especially those on the autism spectrum, may not be comfortable making eye contact or shaking hands, and that's okay. Respect doesn't have to look the same for everyone. The goal isn't perfect eye contact. The goal is helping your kid acknowledge the other person, speak clearly, and introduce themselves in a way that feels comfortable and authentic to them. Practice at home every time family comes over, every time you meet someone new. Instead of introducing your child, give them the opportunity to do it themselves, because every successful introduction is going to build confidence, and that confidence grows with practice. Number two, order their own food. For some people, this may sound crazy, but I still see moms and dads ordering food for their teenagers when the waiter asks them what they want. Middle school is a perfect age to let them start getting that order themselves. I know this sounds crazy to some of y'all, but some of y'all need to hear it. They should be able to say, "I'd like the burger with fries, please." That's it. Yeah, they're learning they can do that. They're learning communication. They're learning independence. Okay. Number three, write a thank you note. In a world where we're all about text and emojis, a handwritten note's really going to stand out. And it doesn't have to be long, thank you for the birthday gift. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Joe. 30 seconds. And it's going to teach them gratitude. And grateful people tend to be happier people. Number four, let them do their own laundry. Hey, you're not doing your kid any favor by washing every sock of theirs until they're 18. Can they sort clothes? Can they use a washing machine? Can they dry clothes? Can they fold them? Will they make mistakes? Yes, absolutely. You're probably going to have some pink clothes in the house when you wash the red as the white, all that stuff. But it's okay. That's how they learn. Besides, if they can work a smartphone and all these smart things and iPads and all that with 1,000 buttons and 1,000 functions, they can figure out a washing machine. All right, number five, cook a few basic meals. They don't have to become a chef. Yeah, before high school, let them start cooking some eggs, grilled cheese, cook some pasta, make some tacos, maybe a healthy breakfast, maybe cook meals as a family. Let them participate in that. Cooking also teaches responsibility, planning, confidence again, and someday their future roommate or spouse will think that they can at least have maybe like their top five go-to foods they can cook. Number six, manage their time. Middle school starts, life becomes a little bit busier, sports and homework and friends and church and activities. Instead of constantly reminding your child, what's your plan? When are you going to do all your homework? What do you need to get done? Eventually, you want their brain asking those questions before you ask them. So help them. Like this it's not going to be perfect. This is going to be a tough assignment right here, but you can help them start doing that right now in the middle school years. Hopefully, by the time they're ready to go off to college, they'll be solid. All right. Then I'm not saying this one's easy, but we need to start working on it. Number seven, understand money. Money shouldn't be a mystery when you're a kid. Teach them how to save, how to spend wisely, how to give generously. And delay gratification is a huge one you can help them teach it. If they get some birthday money, don't let them just blow it all immediately. Help them to show them that money grows when you're patient. That $20, you can grow to 40 and 50 and get those something you really want rather than just that thing you kind of want. Now, these lessons are going to last much longer than that new pair of shoes they want. Number eight, handle conflict. Every disagreement doesn't require you to step in as the parent. Teach your child how to calmly say things like, "That hurt my feelings," or "I didn't appreciate that," or "I think there's a misunderstanding here." Conflict is a part of life. You can't just bail on conflict. You got to learn how to deal with it. And this is one you really need to model for them as well. Learn to work through it respectfully. One of the greatest gifts you can give your kid. This is not an easy one either, but something you need to work on. Number 9, this is a personal one for me as a meathead. Re-rack your weights, and then additionally, put your shopping cart back. This one's really got nothing to do with weights or shopping carts. It has everything to do with your character. When you're finished using something, put it back. Re-rack those weights. Return your shopping cart. Clean up your mess. Leave things a little bit better than how you found them. Nobody's going to give you a trophy for doing these things, but people will notice. And there are things, these little habits people think when someone else will take care of it from people who take responsibility. I tell my kids all the time, character isn't built when people's watching. It's built in the moments when nobody's watching. Teach your child to be the kind of person who does the right thing, even when they don't have to. Those little acts of responsibility eventually become habits that show up at work, relationships, even throughout their life. How you do the little things is often how you do the big things. Number 10, know when to ask for help. Some of the strongest people in the room are the ones willing to ask for help. Teach your child that asking questions isn't a weakness, it's wisdom. Whether it's school, about their mental health, with their friendship, with their life, nobody succeeds alone. Confidence doesn't come from people just giving you compliments all the time. Confidence comes from competence, realizing you can do things, that you're able to do things. The more capable your kid becomes, the more confident they'll become. So don't just prepare them for the next math test, prepare them for life. Teach them the little things, because someday the little things become big things. All right, I like to do a challenge each week. Your challenge this week, pick one of these life skills from today's episode. Just one. Teach it, practice it, let your child struggle through it. Then when that's a rock solid habit, add in the next one. Doesn't have to happen overnight. Easy for me to say, but you need to start working on it. By the time they walk into high school, they'll have something much more valuable than the ability to just start making those straight A's. They'll have the confidence of knowing I can handle life. I appreciate you listening. Once again, every week, I would love your feedback. What did I leave out? What did I go too hard on? What am I asking too much about? All feedback is helpful. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.